fought so hard for something, followed every single rule, did everything right, only to get blindsided in the worst way possible, because that's exactly what happened to me today. I got on the phone with my attorney hoping for an update. This is something that he does sometimes. He'll schedule appointments, or at the very least, I was hoping for some like progress on my disability claim. But instead, he hit me with oh, I don't have good news. Not only did the examiner fail to write any notes on my case, but she actually lowered my disability rating for migraines from 50% to zero. That means, according to the VA, I magically don't have migraines anymore. And this is the reality with the VA system, especially for female veterans. The system we swore to serve, it fails us. The doctors we're supposed to trust, they don't listen. And the worst part, there's no accountability, zero consequences for them. Let me take you back to the day of my exam. This happened 4 months ago. Because if you've ever had to go through a CMP exam, which stands for compensation and pension, you know the feeling, the stress, the frustration, the way your entire case depends on one short interaction with a stranger who holds all the power. I actually remember that morning very clearly. I woke up feeling sick, nauseous, dizzy, and lightheaded. It wasn't unusual. That's just what happens when I have a migraine and I have to push through. I even thought, well, this is ideal because I get to talk about the symptoms that I'm experiencing. But this day, I had to drive through rush hour traffic, stressed out because I couldn't find the damn building. I couldn't find a place to park, panicking because I thought I'd be late. By the time I finally found it, I was so nauseous that I almost threw up in the waiting room. I stumbled in, barely able to hold myself together. And here's where it gets ironic. There was a woman sitting in the waiting room, just an average person. She looked like a patient, like she was also waiting to be seen. She saw me struggling, saw me on the verge of vomiting, and actually helped me to the bathroom. It was my first time in that building, and she knew where the bathroom was. She even got me water. I thought she was just another patient, someone kind enough to notice that I was struggling. But the moment the front desk opened, because we were both early, she suddenly stood up and said she needed a key to her new office for her first appointment. I was her first appointment. That means this woman saw me in real time suffering. She saw me nauseous, dizzy, barely able to function. She brought me water because of it. She helped me. She knew exactly what I was going through. And yet, she still turned around and reported the complete opposite of what I told her in that exam. What happened to those notes? I remember sitting there answering all of her questions. How often do you get migraines? Several times a week. Do you experience nausea, dizziness, light sensitivity? Yes, every time. Do they affect your ability to work and function? Yes, significantly. So much so that I work from home because of it. She typed a lot. She was clicking away the entire time I was giving her this, answering these questions, giving her all this information. Where did all of that typing go? Because now my attorney is telling me that there were zero notes on my case. Zero. The only thing in my file, two checked boxes, both of which said the opposite of what I reported. This isn't just frustrating, it's infuriating because I did everything I was supposed to do. I showed up early, I gave my medical history, I answered her questions, I gave honest, detailed responses. And for what? For my case to be sabotaged by the very system that's supposed to evaluate me fairly? And this isn't just my story, unfortunately. This happens to so many veterans, especially female veterans. And here's why: we are gaslit by the system. Female veterans already face higher rates of claim denials. We report symptoms, and doctors either don't document them or outright dismiss them. In my case, the doctor saw me suffering in real time and she still ignored it. MST, PTSD, and these invisible disabilities get overlooked all the time. 1 in 3 female veterans experience military sexual trauma, which is what MST stands for. But MST related PTSD claims are denied at higher rates than other PTSD claims. Chronic conditions like migraines, fibromyalgia, endometriosis, PTSD, things that can't be seen on a scan or a blood test, are constantly questioned and downplayed. And the system banks on us giving up. They delay our cases for months, sometimes years. They make us jump through hoops while they face zero accountability. They hope we'll just forget it and stop fighting. So, what can you do if this happens to you? If you're dealing with the same bullshit, here's what you need to do. Number one, get a copy of your CMP exam report. You have the right to see what they wrote down about you. If they didn't document your symptoms correctly or at all, like me, you have grounds to dispute it. File a supplemental claim or a higher level review. If they lowered your rating like they did to me, fight it. If you have medical records from your own doctor proving your condition, submit those. If the VA made an error, request a higher level review so another examiner, a lot of the times these are senior examiners, can take a second look. Also, if you can, get an independent medical opinion, an IMO. A private doctor can provide an honest assessment of your condition. And this is crucial if the VA examiner failed to document your symptoms. Also, demand accountability. This one's very tricky, but it's not impossible. If you experience a bad exam, report it to the VA Office of Inspector General, the OIG. The more we report the systemic failure, the harder it becomes for them to ignore us. And I won't lie, this process is draining. And it's also humiliating to have to prove you're suffering, to have some stranger decide whether your pain is real or not, to have your livelihood depend on people who just don't care. But you know what? I'm not giving up. I just can't. I have no other choice. And neither should you. We earn these benefits. We sacrifice for this country. And we deserve to be treated with respect and dignity. So, to that doctor who watched me stumble into the waiting room, who gave me water, who saw me struggling in real time, only to turn around and erase everything I told her, I only have one thing to say to you. Who do you think you are? What gives you the right to take government money for these exams, pretend to care, pretend to take notes, and then turn in a fake report? I really wish I could just tell her this. I want her to know that she didn't just check the wrong boxes, she played with my livelihood. And that's exactly why I won't stop fighting. Because if we don't fight for ourselves, who will? If you're watching this and going through the same struggle or a similar struggle, I see you. You are not alone. The system was not built for us. And when I say us, I'm talking specifically about female veterans. But together, we can definitely force it to change. So stay in the fight, keep pushing, and don't let them erase your truth. Rant over. Thank you so much for being with me today, and I will see you in the next one.